All right, let's get right into it. According to our source material, Bitcoin is at a massive tipping point, a real fork in the road. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why the next few days could set the tone for the entire market for months to come. We'll look at the bull case and we'll look at the bear case.
Yeah, that's a pretty intense statement, right? You might be thinking, hey, the price already dropped. Isn't the danger over? Well, according to our source, no. In fact, this moment right now is actually more dangerous. This isn't just about the price bouncing around. We're talking about a potential kiss of death for this whole rally.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What is it about this specific moment that makes it such a critical tipping point for Bitcoin? Why this fork in the road? Let's really dig into the charts, the technicals, and the overall vibe of the market to see what's brought us here. Okay, so here's the deal. The whole reason this moment is so dangerous is because of what's called a technical retest. So think about it like this. Bitcoin took a big fall, right? And now it's climbed back up, but it's hit a massive wall, a major resistance level. This isn't just a normal up and down day. This is a real make-or-break test of a super important price ceiling.
And this is the battleground we're talking about. These lines, they're the 20-week and 50-week exponential moving averages, or EMAs. Basically, they're super important trend lines that a lot of traders watch. They show the average price, but they give more importance to what's happening right now. So, falling below them, that was a bad sign. And now, Bitcoin has climbed all the way back up to knock on the door from underneath. And the big question is, will it be let back in?
All right, so let's put our optimistic hats on for a second and look at the bull case. What's the road up from here? Because despite all this talk of danger, there are some seriously powerful signs that this could be the launch pad for a huge move higher. Check this out. Nearly $1 billion. That's the kind of institutional firepower we're seeing. The source points to a single day where Bitcoin ETFs saw almost $1 billion in new money pour in. This is the big leagues, you know? Wall Street is buying Bitcoin directly, and that's a massive deal. It gives the market a kind of legitimacy and strength we just haven't seen before.
And believe me, it doesn't stop with the ETFs. There are other bullish signals flashing right now. For example, there's this indicator our source calls the Bitcoin volume summer. It's just flipped bullish, and historically, that's been a prelude to some absolutely massive price moves. On top of that, we're on the verge of a bullish crossover on the weekly MACD, which is all about momentum. All of this points to one thing: a ton of buying pressure, especially when the US markets are open.
Okay, but we have to be real here. Let's take off the bull hat and look at the other side of the coin. Because for every one of those positive signs, there's a pretty scary shadow looming. This is what the source is calling the kiss of death scenario. And the danger of getting slammed back down, well, it's very, very real.
And this quote, it just cuts right to the chase. If Bitcoin is going to get rejected anywhere, it's going to be right here, at this exact spot. And a rejection here isn't just a little dip. The source is saying this could be a fatal blow, the kiss of death, that sends prices tumbling down into what they call Goblin Town. Yikes.
And this is the chart that's keeping the bears up at night. The big fear is that we've seen this movie before. The way the price is acting right now, rallying up to test these exact moving averages from below, it looks, as the source puts it, uncomfortably similar to the pattern we saw right before the big crash in 2022. It's a serious case of déjà vu that has everyone on edge.
And of course, this isn't just a Bitcoin story, is it? We all know how this works. What happens to the king has a huge ripple effect. As the source says, where goes Bitcoin, so goes the rest of your bags. So whatever move Bitcoin makes next, you can bet the entire altcoin market is going to feel it big time. And you can see this tension playing out all over the place. Traders are setting up their bets on other coins, but it feels like everyone is just holding their breath, waiting for Bitcoin to make the first move. Our source points out a long trade on Solana, a buy order on XRP that just barely missed getting filled, and even a catch-up play on Litecoin. It really shows how everything is hanging in the balance, waiting for Bitcoin to decide. So there you have it. You've got the bull case, powered by all this new institutional cash. And you've got the bear case, haunted by the ghosts of 2022. It all comes down to this final question. What's the deciding factor? What are the exact signs we need to watch for that will tell us which way this thing is going to break?
Well, luckily, the source gives us some really clear lines in the sand. Here's what to watch. For the bulls to take control, we need to see a solid, convincing weekly close above that resistance wall. We're talking somewhere around $70,000. But if we see a nasty rejection, if the price gets smacked down hard and falls back below 60,000, that's it. That's the kiss of death scenario the bears are waiting for.
And so that leaves us right here, at the tipping point.
The bull case feels incredibly strong. The bear case feels, well, pretty ominous. But as our source material constantly reminds us, this market has a funny habit of defying everyone's expectations. So with the stage set and the battle lines drawn so clearly, you have to wonder, what's the next move going to be?